Hi, my name's Nina. I'm just a switchy with an English degree, and there's kind of a lot going on at the moment.
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
And all of my plans have changed, and we just have a lot to talk about. Let's catch up. We have an official TS12 announcement of The Life of a Showgirl, which is incoming. We just don't know when. We don't have any album art information. We just have the title, but if that isn't enough today. So on August 10th of 2025, Taylor Nation took to Instagram and posted 12 images, all of which contained Taylor Swift wearing various costumes from the Eras Tour, all of which were the color orange, and they captioned it and said, remembering when she said, "See you next era." And if you remember, at the end of the Eras Tour book that was released last year, that was the final page, and it said, "See you next era." From what I can gather, about 12 minutes later, New Heights posted that they were going to have a very special guest on their podcast on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And remember, typically this podcast is a morning podcast that posts in the morning, but now they're posting in prime time. Then, as if we're not already having enough whiplash, right? Because now we've got Taylor Nation posting images essentially referring to TS12 and the color orange, and people are freaking out about that. We have the New Heights podcast talking about a very special guest with a outline that looks very suspiciously like Taylor. We have Jason Kelsey wearing Taylor's merch in the image of that as well, which is also leading to chaos. But then on top of that, website switches to a countdown that is going to release at 12:12 a.m. When it releases at 12:12 a.m., what do we see, besties? But we see the title of the upcoming album, which is going to be called The Life of a Showgirl. And around this time, also New Heights posts a clip.
Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
So this clip from the podcast that is coming out on Wednesday from New Heights essentially shows Taylor showing the cover of her upcoming album, The Life of a Showgirl, to Jason. Of course, we can't see the cover yet. I assume that we will see that at 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. But that is where we are at currently. So much has happened so quickly, and I understand that we are all kind of collectively freaking out. First of all, before I even start talking about speculation and what we think is coming, I know that there are leaks that exist out there in the void of the internet. I don't know what's real and I don't know what's not, and I would like to allow for Taylor to tell us that information as she wants to tell it to us. So if you post about leaks in my comments, please just don't. Just don't post about them. I will delete them if I see talk about the leaks, but moving on. What we know right now, what has been confirmed, what we know right now is that the colors are likely orange and mint. We know about a potential vinyl case because she pulled out this TS vinyl case with, that's Screams merch. It's mint and it has TS on the cover in orange, and it just looks like it's 100% going to be a vinyl merch item. We know about that. We know that it's called The Life of a Showgirl, and really we just know that the aesthetic so far is giving glittery, orange, pop. That is what we know. We can speculate that Sabrina Carpenter is going to be a collaborator on the album because she is included in this camera roll. She is on the 12th photo, which so could represent a track as well. So maybe we're going to get Sabrina Carpenter on the 12th track. We don't know yet. We're just kind of speculating. All we have right now are these Eras Tour pictures showing the orange, the 12th picture being with Sabrina, and then we have this mint and orange kind of vibey theme. We have the website shifting and showing the glittery orange background, and we have the album drop because you are able to pre-order the album for Life of a Showgirl right now. We just don't know really what's on it. We don't know how many tracks there are. We don't know the names of the tracks yet. None of that has officially been released. So is where we are right now. I imagine that on Wednesday we will be getting a lot more information and we will have a lot more available at that point in time. But until then, until 7 p.m. on Wednesday, we are just kind of waiting. Something else that's kind of floating around is this fire heart, which is kind of being shared by people who are kind of in connection with Taylor. I think Cam was a dancer who shared it. I think Han also shared it. I think Republic Records shared it. And also on Google and TikTok now, if you search for Taylor Swift, this fire heart shows up and actually points out confetti and stuff. So this is happening. The album is coming. There are things that are occurring. Now, my speculation is, when is this album actually going to release? And I'm going to be honest with you, I would not be surprised if we got it before August 30th because that's the cutoff for the Grammys. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised if we got it like this Friday. I am now very highly speculating that it is coming sooner rather than later. And so that is very exciting. And maybe with Sabrina's album essentially coming out in 3 weeks, maybe she will give this one some time, and maybe she will revert back to her old album schedule where she actually releases a single, actually does a music video, actually has a lead up to actually having a album release in the fall. Maybe that's what we're going to see. And if so, I am here, I am ready. And also kind of terrifying because all of the things that I'm working on right now are just kind of like, because this is happening. But of course, like we have an album. Like I will be recording live reactions to songs. Like that is something that I will be doing. I will be trying to give reactions and like live decodings and trying to like figure out what is going on like as we are listening to things, because that sounds fun. How many songs is it? How many songs is it going to be? Is this like, what are we envisioning? I have heard rumbles that it's likely like pop, very heavily pop based, because she also shared a playlist that was on Spotify and all of the songs are of Max Martin and Shellback. None of them are for any of her work with Jack or Aaron Dessner or anything. So like that means that we're looking at towards almost like a Red 1989 Reputation kind of vibe, which I mean she's worked with Jack and Aaron for the last 4 albums, so the sound is likely going to be much poppier than we are used to in the most recent album. So that's also exciting. You know, I mean, there is a lot that is potentially coming. So our speculation list so far for this day, because it's going to change and we're going to have another video very quickly as this progresses, because I am anticipating that potentially even Wednesday, we may get a track list. We will probably for sure be getting an album cover. I wouldn't be surprised if like she dropped a music video or something. Like honestly, like I would not be surprised. We have so much coming. So much is coming in the coming months, in the coming weeks. Like if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, because we have so much to talk about. So many new songs to decode and listen to and lyrical tea leaves to read. And I like don't even know. I just don't even know like how to process it all. We have so much that's happening, but it is going to be fantastic. Okay, specific lyrical tea leaf things that I am looking for on the life of the Showgirl include, I am always looking for jewel imagery. I am always looking for metal imagery, alchemy imagery, things like that. I am looking for gemstone references, comet references, outer space references, things like that. The light imagery is always something that I'm looking for. And I am also in particular on Life of a Showgirl very, very interested to see what we see her focus on with her relationship with fame. We've talked about it in multiple videos that I really think that while Taylor Swift absolutely loves her life and loves being famous, that her relationship with fame is difficult, because while she loves the celebrity and loves the fame, I think that it also has affected areas of her life that she wishes that it hadn't. So it's also difficult because she can never give anyone peace, and we see that. So I am also very interested to see what commentary we see on that. And of course, I'm looking for like old Hollywood references, because she's been referencing like Clara Bow, like she did previously in Stevie Nicks. So, I think that she has a fascination with old Hollywood, especially with her potentially doing that movie on Rebecca Harkness. I think that she's very interested in that kind of vibe right now. So I'm very interested to see what comes of all of that. And of course, I'm always looking for color imagery, because that is something that Taylor loves to do. She loves her blues, she loves her reds, she loves her shades of gray and her maroons. I will always be looking for colors with her. And then just my own thing, I am always looking for references to town, hometown, things like that with Taylor, because I am really fascinated with like how she relates relationships with houses and homes, and how she has referred to people as being her town. I think it's kind of like this emotional home for her, and I am always interested in seeing if there's any reflections on any new songs, because the Tortured Poets department had the most mentions of town of any album previously. So I will be very interested to see if there's any mention of a town or a home or anything at all, just because I am interested in that lyrically. Also, I did want to say the Life of a Showgirl, the vision that it gives me right now is it gives me the idea that she is going to be talking about the idea of fame on this album, whether it's going to be in a positive or a negative light, or whether it's going to be both. I think that it very well likely will probably be a both situation, but that is what it gives me. It gives me, we had I Can Do It With a Broken Heart on the Tortured Poets department. That's like a part one. I'm seeing the life of a showgirl being as the aftermath of that, like, and probably tackling with the version of herself that is the public figure. Like, who is actually Taylor? Is it the public figure, or is it actually me? How do you grapple with like who you really are when you are a celebrity and you have the fame? I wouldn't be surprised if that is viewed a lot, because we saw titles like that with the Tortured Poets department, right? Because we had Claire Bow where she's grappling with that, the manuscript where she's grappling with that kind of same idea. So I would not be surprised at all if that is what we see with the life of a showgirl, but I'm expecting happier, more upbeat, more pop tracks than what we saw in the Tortured Poets department, especially if it ends up being correct that the producers on it are Max Martin and Shellback, as opposed to Jack Antonoff and Aaron Dessner, who we've had for the last few albums, especially because that playlist was curated by Taylor most likely, and those are the producers on the album. There's 22 tracks, so all of them, those producers, so I think that that's probably pretty likely. So let's see. Fingers crossed. We're gonna love it. I am excited. This is a great time to be a Swiftie. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's see what's coming. I am very excited. We're gonna find out together. I will try to live stream as much stuff as I can, or at least like do like a recorded like reaction so that you guys can like be a part of it too. We have so much coming to talk about. So let's talk about how you guys would best like to do this, okay? Because with a new album coming out, that means that I want to put out a lot more information, because we have a lot more to talk about, like with the album actually happening in real time. So I've actually been thinking about doing like maybe even like a Patreon or something where we can like actually talk about things like in a more like low-key way. If any of you would be interested in like doing a Patreon where we can actually like talk about things and like communicate back and forth about like what's happening, I could even like post videos or like live reacts there in full, because I know on YouTube likely any live react that I did would have to be cut because obviously copyright is a thing. And so if any of you would be interested in doing a Patreon in addition to what I do on YouTube, let me know. I would likely on Patreon be able to post more frequently, and we could also do things on Patreon like what I'm reading. I've thought about doing like a Swiftie like book club, or like where we can like read a book together every month. I've also thought about doing, I know some people have commented on like the embroidery stuff that I do, like I could post stuff like that. Anything that you guys are interested in, let me know. But let me know if you guys are interested in like any Patreon stuff, or what you guys would like to see me react to as far as the album is concerned and like what is coming up. And oh my goodness, we have so much coming. I also have like 2 videos recorded already that are going to be out soon at some point amongst all of this. Anyway, Arwen and I will be here when this album is released, whenever that may be, whether it be in 5 days, which sounds insane to me. I don't know if I could handle if it comes out that quickly, or whether it is in, a couple weeks, months, whatever. We will be here to decode once this album is released, whenever that is, and I hope that you will subscribe and you will be here as we decode it together, because I think that it's going to be a happier album. I don't know if it's going to be like Lover happy, or if it's going to be more of like a pop like mainstream album, because the Tortured Poets department was so not mainstream. I am kind of nervous. Like, don't get me wrong, like I am a little bit nervous just because I love the Tortured Poets department so much, and I love like that kind of like artistry. A little nervous about the change going from Tortured Poets department to something that seems to be so opposite. But every time I feel this way, it ends up being like she ends up just like calming my fears. This is a great time to be a Swiftie. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you are interested in doing a Patreon or anything like that and talking about things like this more often. And I will see you guys probably in just a few days, because a lot is happening and we will have updates. Okay, bye.